Hey guys, Dan the RBRT Guy back with you again today. Hey, thanks very much for coming back and having a look at this week's video. As you know, we've been going through the entire RBRT line, giving you an idea what they're all about, some part numbers, and kind of explaining what's RBRT all about. This week we're showcasing our extractor line, and guys, I gotta tell you, from the bottom of my heart, I believe these extractors are the best extractors on the planet, and here's why. You know, an extractor only has one job, and that's to bite. When you drill a hole and you bash in an extractor to try to take out a broken bolt, its only job is to grab, and the better the grab, the better the grip, the better your chances of removing that threaded piece of material. RBRT's head design is different than any other design on the planet. It is a straight cut instead of a taper cut, which means you get 100% engagement all the way around and all the way down the bite of the extractor. It is also fluted to the left, so as you start to apply torque, it pulls the pressure inward, and that's a much more efficient way to unthread a broken piece of metal. Instead of like a tapered extractor, like a spiral extractor or a fluted extractor, when you bang one of those in and you apply torque, all the pressure spreads to the outside corners, and that basically fights against its own design to try to dig that piece of threaded material out, right? So RBRT extractor is just another level of grip. Now this specific one, this is our foreign object removal set. It's a 7-piece set. You can see that there's drill bit sizes on the foam there that takes the guesswork out of what drill bit to use. Just use that size drill bit with that size extractor. But the revolutionary part about our extractor with foreign object removal is this clever little threaded sleeve that we've designed. Now that threaded sleeve has a few different functions, but obviously the main function is that once you've removed that broken piece of metal, that sleeve applies pressure and pops it off the end, so you're not fighting to try to separate those two pieces of metal. That's where the name comes from, foreign object removal. The other functions that it performs is as you smash it down into the hole, you take that sleeve and you spin it down to the mating surface and just give it a little snug. And what that does is it strengthens it, makes it one solid piece, reinforces the shaft, and it stops any kind of wallering or moving around. It locks it down in place, so it gives you a much more stable platform to try to remove that broken piece of metal. And then function number 3 of that sleeve, if you've gotten to that point and whatever you're trying to extract does not want to come out and you're fighting it and it's just so seized in there and you have to heat that bolt up, that sleeve, as you continue to screw it down, now becomes a puller and it'll pop it up out of the hole. You can heat that metal up without burning your tool up, smash it back down into the hole, cinch it up, make it solid, and go about your extraction. And then of course at the end of it, if whatever you're trying to get out is just not coming out and you have to drill it and tap it, then that, once again, you can take that collar and pop it out. It doesn't damage the tool. You have a nice pilot hole to, finish your drilling and your tapping. It's just a really, really, really neat, new, revolutionary extractor. I know from being on the tool trucks for such a long time and being in shops most of my life, most techs have 2, 3, 4 different types of extractors because, let's face it, not every tool works in every situation. But in most situations, you'll find that extractor be your best friend. So that's the 7-piece set with foreign object removal. Part number is SXE7FOR RBRT. The next set that we have is the same kind of head design, but as you can tell, it doesn't have the threaded sleeve, and we designed this for when you've got to get into a tight recess and that sleeve might be a problem. You don't want to remove the sleeve and try to bash it in because, as you can see, it's got a threaded shaft and you'll damage that. So we designed these for situations where the FOR collar might be a problem. It's got the same great head design. As you can see, it's fluted to the left and it's a straight cut. So it's got that tremendous bite, but if you need to get down into a tight recess, that's the one to go with. And the part number on that one is SXE7 RBRT. Once again, it's got the drill bit index, takes the guesswork out, so another great set. And then finally, in the broken bolt extractor line, we've got the extra long XL set. Now this set is great for when you need a little bit more girth, a little bit more meat. Okay, it's a 4-piece set instead of 7. So number 4 to number 7, same great head design, but as you can see, it's quite a bit beefier. And you know, if you need some extra reach, if you've got to get down into a spot, or when we were designing them, we were really thinking about bench work. You know, when space and access isn't an issue, and you've got plenty of room, say you're doing a bench work on a transmission or something like that. These ones are great because it gives you plenty of room to hold on to it. You're not fumbling around with something a little bit small. So these are great. Now keep in mind, of course, the best way to take these off is to try to put it into a bench vise and use some hammers and tap it off. That head design is just a great bite. But if you've got plenty of room, the XL set might be the way to go. And the part number on that one is an SXLE for RBRT. So that's our line of broken bolt extractors. I did, like I said, made a video about these and showed them in action on a demo block, and they just are fantastic. Go back and have a look at that video. We've also done a couple of other videos with some other YouTube influencers about these extractor lines. By all means, visit their channels and have a look. I always promote those guys too. We really appreciate the effort that they put into that when we were just getting started. So that's our RBRT broken bolt extractor line. You know, if you haven't done it yet, give my video a like, subscribe to the channel, and smash that bell so you can see when the next video is coming to you. And, you know, do me a favor and share this information around with your friends. They'll be thankful that you did, because when it comes to broken bolts, trying to get out things that nothing else is going to get it, reach for your RBRT. I'm Dan, the RBRT guy. Thanks very much.